Top sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy tie riding bold. Bulls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show. It's High Top Sports, baby. Let's get it, let's go.
Good morning, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to High Top Sports. We're waking up with the boys here. It's not Monday mashup, it is Tuesday. We got coaching chaos, carousel, whatever you want to call it, happening, boys and girls. Happy to have you here. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe. Welcome to the family. We're like 10 away, I think, for 27,000, maybe 15 or something like that. So, you know, if you could do what you could do, do what you can do. All right? We're going to be talking about Matt Rhule ultimately just taking the Penn State job. I've never seen somebody come out and say how much they love a school after a coach gets fired. I mean, if there is a marketing tactic that I've seen, that was it. That was it. Kenny Dillingham has a great little speech. It's just a coach's show. This is why they're getting paid the big bucks. I mean, it's like the WWE. These guys are running the show at the moment. Sherrone Moore dresses up for Halloween, I think, or maybe not. We'll get into that. And Hugh Freeze is all but, gone, right? He's got to be after this situation that's unfolding with their former running back now, Demaria Allison. So we'll get into that. Of course, Cody, the prof, joins us here this morning. Cody, how you doing, big fella?
Pretty good.
Did you like the intro?
Yeah, I love that. Hey, maybe we're starting to officially become like an actual thing, an actual show.
You think so?
You know what I mean?
You think so? Is that what's holding us back?
I think the intro was definitely holding us back. I mean, I haven't watched Crane and Company in a little bit. I don't think they got a banger like that to start their show. I mean, I think we're stepping on the next echelon of podcasting here.
Who would have thought that we just needed a song? We just need a little jingle.
Little jingle. A jingle makes a lot. I mean, think about it. McDonald's isn't McDonald's without ba 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 ba.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe we should try to get like a shorter version for us, so we can have a ba da ba ba ba. I guess that's our let's go. We just doesn't have like a cool little sound to it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we got the jingle champ right in front of us, so maybe we schedule that up for you and hash that out.
This is true. Can
we throw Chick-fil-A in there or Busch Light or something?
That's a banger song. The Chick-fil-A song hits.
Sponsorship matters around here.
At Chick-fil-A. Son loves the song. It's an absolute banger. So it always hits. All right, boys, let's get after it. Let's have ourselves a little bit of a morning here. So Matt Rhule, man, I'm telling you right now, his name was brought up as soon as the firing of James. Him and Kurt Singeti were kind of the two front runners. And I said it, I don't know what, at this point, I have no clue what show I said it on. But what I said was,
if I'm a Nebraska fan, that was awkward.
Right? We're going to play it.
We're going
to play it. But I said, I don't know what show it was, but I was like, it's going to be interesting to see how these coaches respond. The ones that are kind of, I would say up for grabs, because someone's going to ask. And Matt Rhule just go ahead, says foot, here's mouth. Go ahead and get up in there and let's see what you have to say. Here's what he said. I don't know what the question was. It doesn't matter what the question was.
The chat, bro. The chat is already at it.
What did they say?
Bro Gators. I mean, what are we doing?
Fire Billy.
I love you guys.
I love Penn State. Met my wife there. I think
hold on. I don't think you even heard it. First.
Whoa.
I love Penn State.
No, swear to goodness. I thought it was AI. I thought it was AI.
Let me. I just got out of the shower. I might have had some soap in my ears. Can we get that first little segment real fast?
I swear to goodness, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, what am I watching here? Who says that? If my head coach said I don't give a damn that's your alma mater. I don't give a damn you met your wife. I don't care. I don't care. You're in Nebraska.
That's like when somebody asks you about an ex and you're like, yeah, I really love her.
I love him. Yeah, I was about to say that. Imagine Tiffany, you're sitting on the couch with Tiffany, and she's talking about Gerald. She's like, yeah, I messed up. I miss Gerald.
I love Penn State. Met my wife there. It's my alma mater. fan since I was born. I was born, I think, probably had a Penn State shirt when I was born.
Like this sounds like the speech
Whoa.
when you accept the
Okay.
job. This sounds like the speech when you accept the job. You know what I
We
mean?
got
Like,
clip. We got to clip that up, and that's got to go on a button. That's got to go on a button. Okay. Next time we watch a Nebraska game and they score, that I'm hitting that button. Give me that button.
What are we doing?
I love Pat Kraft.
Oh my God!
And
They double
really
tapped
sad,
AD.
really sad to see Coach Franklin go. You know, when you think about what he did for my alma mater,
Not for Penn State, for my alma mater.
you know, the program was in peril, right? I mean, the players, if people remember, like the historic sanctions, you could transfer out, you could do whatever you want. Bill O'Brien comes in, stabilizes it for 2 years. James takes over a program in disarray and gives stability, excellence, and to see videos of people like yelling at his kids, and like I just don't understand why in our country, like well, now, like coaches are villains. Like, you know how hard I worked in Carolina,
eulogy?
and the things that were said to me, or you know how hard I work here, and some of the things that are said, our coaches work here, how hard Sat worked last year. So I'm just really sad about that part of it. And people say, well, you make a lot of money. Making a lot of money doesn't make your kids feel good when they're hearing that. Making a lot of money. It's nice to make a lot of money. Don't get me wrong, but still people. So I really respect James Franklin. Troy and I are in unbelievable relationship too, and Troy and I are in constant communication about this program and where we're headed.
This program.
I came here for 2 reasons. I love the community here and wanted to live here, and I love it here. And I wanted to rebuild Nebraska football. And Troy
Wanted. Very, very, very past tense,
Hey.
Cody.
Hey, when we do my next contract extension here at High Top,
Yeah.
that's gonna be my quote. Okay.
What? Which part?
I love High Top. Listen, I'd like to make a lot of money here. Money's good.
and I understand the steps that you need to take to make us Big Ten champions and national champions. This place is elite, and I want to be a great father, and I want to be a great college football coach. And so, I'm not gonna talk a lot about job openings when they come. Maybe it's been a while here, but this is what happens when you win. I've dealt with it. We've won at Temple, and I dealt with it all the time. I've dealt with Baylor. I'm not going to talk about those things ever. I'm not going to talk about my.
Oh, you
contract
left
here.
every
I'm
single
gonna talk
time.
about the team. But yeah, I absolutely love it here, and I want us to continue to take the steps needed for us to turn
For
this
me to
thing
get
into
the
a
Penn
beast.
State job.
Yeah. Oh, he's all but gone. All but gone. I'm in shock. I've never seen a coach mishandle a situation like that. Look, maybe he's not. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Because I'm not a believer in Kurt taking the job. And obviously Matt Rhule, in some of our boards, somebody was like, Matt's going to Penn State. That was before.
Bro, you're talking to the AD all the time.
I
You don't
know,
feel
bro.
like that's a problem? You're talking to an AD from another school all the time?
But he's.
Just
I-
weaseling his way in there.
I like it with Nebraska. I would genuinely feel bad for Nebraska if this happened.
Hey, that AD, that Penn State AD is like when you first start dating a girl and she has that guy that's trying to bang her, and she's and
Cody,
he's like
he has so many
he's like-
crazy ass examples because he's lived
Hey.
all of them.
hey, she's like, oh, him? No, never. He's gay. Like, I would never. Like, he doesn't even like me. Like, we're besties. Like, yeah, okay.
It's him. It's him.
It's him. Dude,
yeah,
it's that guy.
yeah.
It's that
The
guy.
fact that you don't like, again, I was like, a lot of coaches have an opportunity to, like when Dan Lanning came out. I said this when Dan Lanning came out. I was like, I'm not leaving. This is my place. Like made it a campaign. You start off with I love Penn State and giving a whole spiel why you love the place, and then like, hey, I'm not gonna talk
and
about
by
it,
the way,
please.
I'm still in a relationship with the AD very heavily, talking to him every day about our program and about Penn State's program.
But I love it here.
What we
I
doing?
want,
Just
I want
combine
it.
programs.
The fact that he said I wanted is huge. So I don't know. Nebraska could be right back in the shitter. I feel bad for Nebraska. We'll see how it all plays out. But
been getting a lot of Matt Rife clips, guys. So had that pretty ironed out there.
I love it.
Wild.
Maddie.
How? What do you think the Nebraska message boards is like right now? You think they're burning it down?
I wanted to check that, but my none of my for some reason like On3 is not working on my computer. We can pull it up.
Yeah, they melted the message boards down. That's why.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
Let me see, because that's actually a really good point. Let me pull my phone. Let me see if there's any good ones, because I didn't even think about. I've been reading our message boards. So, I saw Ricky's comment says, "Waiting on fire ability is like waiting on your wife's water to break. Like it's gonna break. It's just a matter of when."
I don't know if it's ever been mishandled as bad.
What's up?
A coaching deal like that, that's terrible PR, bro. His PR guy is probably just like,
what are you doing?
Just face palming right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we doing, bro? You can't say that. All you had to say is, yeah, it's my alma mater. Yeah, it sucks for James Franklin. He's a great friend. They'll get it figured out, I'm sure.
Yep. There you go. Move on.
I could have wrote it. Hey, Matt. Hey, Matt Rhule, you need a PR guy on the side. I could have emailed you the script.
Oh, here's the first article. It says, Matt Rhule's Penn State speculation may be just beginning.
Maybe. Wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, Joe Klatt said this. I thought they said Rhule said this on his podcast. I was like, holy shit, Matt. I can't. This thing. I'm trying to get to the forums, but it's being stupid. Can you pull it up? I don't know if you can pull it up. I'm really intrigued now on what they're, because they've got to be losing their mind.
Oh my God, I would be. Bro, it'd be like Lane Kiffin saying that about UF. My wife's from there. My son loves it. It's his favorite school.
Yeah.
I love Coach Spurrier.
We'd be fired up for damn sure. I can't get it to work.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them right now, but
they've melted. They've turned it off. FBI's got that thing sealed off for terrorist threats.
Yeah, I wish we could read it. For some reason, none of my stuff.
Bro, and that's a wild fan base. They've sucked for years, and they sell that thing out.
And right now, I mean, look, because obviously, plus with the boys, what's his face? He's a big fan, and he said he feels good about it. I don't know how you can't.
I'd feel good about it too if I was Penn State.
Well, he's not a Penn State, but I hear you.
He's got the blinders on, bud.
How does the chat feel? Is he gone?
Yeah, it's a little tough when the side piece is slipping up at 2:30 in the morning and telling your girl all the things he would do that you won't do.
I'm so pissed. I can't figure out where the hell is.
Oh, he doesn't do the dishes. Come to Penn State.
Nebraska has only 11 commits. Maybe he is gone.
I'll do the dishes. A girl like you should never have to wait.
God, I hate 247, dude. Their website is atrocious.
Everybody's left.
Atrocious. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Talking Rhule resources. Here we go. All right, in the Monday presser thread, there was a fair amount of conversation around revenue sharing, NIL, et cetera. So I thought they quoted him. They read his quote. So this is what they're saying. The long quote above makes it perfectly clear to me that Rhule is frustrated with the Memorial Stadium progress or lack thereof. The quote again to me is the head coach taking advantage of leverage in the moment to say, forget your feelings, let's build, let's plow ahead because we're Husker athletes. And his quote illustrates, we don't wait, we push. I bet my bottom dollar that particular quote caught the attention of Dannon and Compass Partners. And again, just my opinion, but if you read the August bit in today's quote, the connection seems obvious. So maybe they're looking at more of like a optimistic spin of that. At Rhule is taking it as an opportunity to get what he wants. right? That was that one person's ramble, anyways. Matt Rhule, is it true?
Uh,
Hold on, here we go. He is leaving the one score losses in the past. Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Talk about a team just starting to find their stride with Matt Rhule.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not always been great there.
No, not for a while. Not for a while.
And then you find out he's been cheating on you the entire time with the other AD.
He's already in bed with him. Well, look, coaches are, again, look, we're the hot topic as of yesterday. No Heisman conversations, no Final 12s. No, it was all about coaches. So, Kenny Dillingham, this was kind of just like, let's do some appreciation posts because we've been talking about Kenny. Good.
I saw a little bit about the refs, but not near as much as the coaches stuff. Which I know we're going to talk about later. But
Which one?
the refs, the Auburn UGA debacle.
No, this Auburn thing is about the player getting kicked off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we talked about the rest of the party. I love this response from Kenny Dillingham, to be honest with you. Like, it just it was refreshing to hear, and so I just wanted to play it.
So to me in college football, the word out-coached, every time we lose, we get out-coached. Because we don't have a GM, right? So me personally, the word out-coached, every time we lose, we get out-coached. Because we don't have a GM, right? So me personally, every loss that we have, I'm responsible for every single person in this organization. So it doesn't matter if we miss a tackle or if there's a bad scheme or if they get us schematically. It's out-coached. Like, that's how I view it, is the extreme ownership of I have brought in every single person into this organization. So if we miss a tackle or if we don't make a play or if we have a bad scheme or something like that, that all falls on me. So maybe out-coached isn't always the perfect term, but at the end of the day, everything always falls on me. So when we have failures or we don't hit an expectation, for a multitude of reasons, it's my fault. That's what I mean by out-coached, is there's nowhere else to, like, who else do I look at? Everybody's here because of me, right? Which means everything falls on me, and it should. Like, every bad thing ever said about this program should fall directly on me, not our players, because I brought them here. That's our job to put them in the best position to succeed. And that 100% is on me. So that's what I mean by.
This is so for us Florida fans that have had a handful of
What
conversations.
a presser.
Yeah. Where we've talked, like, we've gotten plenty of arguments of, like, who's at fault. And I've always resorted to, of, like, look, if it's bad blocking, if it's because your player's hurt, if it's because, you've got 11 guys on the field, it all goes back. Schemed up better. He knew my next move better than I did. But he elaborates obviously a little bit more. Sometimes it's more than that. Sometimes it's not just the basics of that. It's more of like, hey, if we miss a tackle, if we do these things, I got out coached. It wasn't. I didn't get out coached necessarily today, but I got out coached earlier in the week because this guy blew a tackle, because this guy wasn't prepared for what was coming ahead of him in these games. So I mean, Kenny Dillingham is going to be a hot name over the next couple of years. He is an up and comer. Obviously, we've talked about him here for the Florida job. I'm not for me, I think that again, we're in a place where Florida's in a place where they've got to go get a bigger splash, and I don't know if Kenny is there yet. Personally, like him a lot though. Have never always been a big fan, but 2 big losses this year with a lot of expectations. Again, I'm not. There's just not enough there. It's kind of cut some things early. I think he's good. I think he knows what he's doing, but it's not enough data, in my opinion, yet to take that risk. Brent Key is another one that, again, I'm not completely sold on. But what were your thoughts on Kenny?
Talk about extreme accountability. When I look at a win or a loss, listen, the coach's job is just put the players in the best opportunity to win the game. That's why I told our Lily coach this past Sunday on that championship game. I'm like, look, I mean, you made every adjustment. We were driving to win. We were literally drawing up plays on the boot, on the foot, And you listen, that's all you expect. You put the team in the best place to win. And that's all you can do as a coach. I think sometimes football players just make football players, and that's what happened. And if a football player just makes a football play at the end of the game when you're driving,
Hang on.
and
Y'all
you've
might
done
have to
everything.
hang on. They're saying we're cutting out. You guys might have to hop out and come back in because I just opened it up on mine and it looks like
Yeah, it does that. YouTube's been acting weird.
I think it's a YouTube thing because I'm on my YouTube now and I don't hear it. Yeah, it's not cutting out on mine. I don't see any
Yeah.
audio issues on my end, so just leave the
B-Train just said leave and come back in. It fixes it.
yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry, yeah, it's a piece of crap sometimes.
But you, as long as you got a chance to win the game on the last drive, there's nothing more you can do as a coach. That's the peak of coaching. And you got to hopefully your athletes out athlete them. Somebody shimmy shakes, breaks a tackle, and you get the win. But that's your job as a coach. Now, Kenny Dillingham, that's extreme accountability. That's saying like every little thing that happens in the game that is not a reflective of a winning program is on me. That's incredible for him to say that, because a lot of coaches wouldn't. But guys are going to miss tackles. This is football. It's a part of the game. But
but again,
it's kind of refreshing.
if it's an
It's
issue,
refreshing.
yeah,
It's
very refreshing.
if it's a constant issue, yeah. But it's refreshing compared to the lackluster press conferences that we get. It's very refreshing. to
Yeah,
see
Zero says
a
Baylor
guy
places
perform
it's
the-
my fault with we're almost there, and then
Yeah.
this one also says
Yeah.
Billy goes
Remember when he
from,
blamed it on the?
we're almost dangerous.
Yeah, you remember when he blamed on the defense? That was kind of wild.
Yes, even still, I think there was like a little bit of slander yesterday of like, they kind of
Yeah.
came off slow. It's like, what do we do? I mean, they did, but dude, I mean,
Yeah,
golly,
football players making football plays.
your entire career has been just slow when it comes to an offense perspective. Yeah, everyone says that they can hear now. And I don't know what happened. I don't know why it does that. So apologies.
It's happened to me too.
We got out coached. Okay, that's what it is. And we've got to be better. I brought us here. I've put these things in place, and we've got to be better to make sure that we're prepared for an audio cutting out on YouTube, and we should have a secondary audio being ready to
Reach
go.
out. Reach out. Yeah.
I love where this guy goes. Where do they get their setup? Oh my God, this is horrible. Definitely the setup. Definitely the setup. Love it. All right, so
All right, hold on real fast. Go ahead. Be right back.
The hell? Do we think James Franklin would work at Florida? I mean, that's a weird question. I mean, work at Florida? I mean, yeah, if he paid him, he would work. Do we like him at work out being successful at Florida? I mean, you got to determine what you consider success. You're an you're incredible.
Not the only blue collar guy.
Yeah, you're a unicorn, Cody. You are a unicorn, Cody. Unbelievable. National treasure. You didn't even know we were talking about this. You didn't even know we were talking about this. This is incredible.
This isn't a prop either.
I know.
I should blur out the UPS logo. Oh well, we'll send it.
I don't know. Maybe UPS will sponsor us. How do they not sponsor us? We could be like the big.
I don't know.
The big brown
Fortune
truck.
5 company.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fortune 5 company. Definitely missing out.
So Sherrone Moore, and I loved it. A few people kind of hated on him. Again, and this is what I've learned nowadays. I think that just how people view things. I mean, that's just life, right? We all have different perspectives on things. I think in college football, you can get, I think anywhere you can get away with it. It just depends on who you are as a coach and how your relationship is, right? So for those of you who don't know, Sherrone Moore showed up in a blue-collared, or what was it, like a working jacket. It literally looks like Cody's jacket. This is hilarious that it's like the exact same thing. Like your typical northerner
mechanic work jacket.
Yeah, with
It's
like
like
the patch on
Maintenance
the name.
guy. Yep.
Yeah, it's like $180 jacket, like primo, like you just wear it day in, day out because it's just as thick as it can get and keeps you super warm and shows up to the pressure of like we're getting back to the who we are, that blue collar mentality. We're gonna just put our hands down and get it dirty and get after it. And look, showed up to a presser like it's a little cheesy, but he's probably I'm assuming he's wearing it around campus, right? And I've seen some other clips where he is wearing it. I like it. I think that again and people might think it's cheesy. Like these are grown adults being paid millions. Like you don't need to dress up like a PE teacher. I think that's why you should dress up. Like that for me. We kind of get away. Think about it at work. If your boss or somebody like that came in with that mentality and had fun, you would, it would just open your eyes a little bit. My boss the other day he was making fun of it. He kept coming and saying, "Hey, we got to get in the foxhole. We got to get back to back. And we just got to just get in there and get after it." And Foxhole was listening to phone calls, and if we weren't listening to the phone calls, like, well, get back in the foxhole. Like, just made it kind of like he was making a joke about it. In the foxhole, there's a deeper joke that goes even further, like deeper meaning than it goes in that, which we don't need to get into. But I think every now and then it's okay. And after a big loss or a tough loss last week, they get back to who they are, what they've always been, and it is hard. See, they're saying corny, and I get it. Like it doesn't flow for everybody, and I totally understand it. Like it probably is a little bit corny. Me personally liked it, and if it gets the message across, I mean, if you're a kid and you see your coach walk up, like, what are we doing, coach? It's just it's a simple reminder, a subtle reminder of like, hey, we're working hard today. I like it. I like the extra effort. I mean, clearly Cody likes it.
Man, I love it. Hey, when you start out in this job as a lube tech, like you like earning one of these jackets, it's like you've kind of made it somewhere. You know what I mean? Like because not like most places don't give you uniforms when you're just a peon, a lube tech, and then you kind of work your way up, through the ranks. You start inspecting cars, then you're a parts hanger. Means you have a guy that comes diagnose it like me, and then he tells you to put the parts on, and then he checks it for you, and then you get the jacket, and the jacket is like a sign that like, hey, you're one of us. You're a blue collar guy. You've stuck it out through all the kind of, the shop it's a tough environment to work in. Okay. We're not the easiest bunch to get around. All right.
Sure.
So once you get the jacket, you're a blue collar guy. You're one of us. Yeah. Except for the dealerships. They hand that shit out like candy. That's why I've never worked at a dealership.
So you like it then? You're a fan of it? Not corny?
Love it, dude. I love it. Yeah.
Cody related. Cody related to it.
Especially up there.
I saw Ohio State Tate. He made a post, which is hilarious. I mean, well done. He posted Sherrone in a lifeguard shirt for the next press. He's like, next week they're going to be on a sinking ship.
Oh God! Wow.
I was like, look, you open yourself up though when you do that. When you do corny shit like that, you're able to be attacked more. So there is that to keep in mind of the opposing fan base can have some fun. Givo Gator, $5. Next Florida coach needs to be from Florida or some previous connection to the program. Thoughts? I mean, the problem is you limit your connections that way. I don't think that it needs to be. I think you just.
I agree. Lane Kiffin's, wife that he's back with has connections to Florida. I like it. Yeah, sure.
Okay, I get. I was thinking more of a connection, like went to school there, but yeah, I mean there is, I guess, a similar connection there. I understand it, Gville, of like, because I think there was definitely a disconnect over the last couple of years of understanding what it is to be a Gator and then having to teach those things. So I respect the thought process of it. I just think you limit your pool a little bit is all my thought process. If you can give me a name of like and show me like, hey, how these guys have connections, then maybe. But I see where you're looking at. Yeah. All right. Let's get into this last little bit here. It was an interesting one with the Auburn. It just feels like this could be just one more straw on the camel's back at this point. Like the things are just starting to stack up. But Auburn dismissed the running back Demario Alston. And due to what Hugh said wasn't following the rules, what have you, like just didn't do his job, right? So he was dismissed. Philip Dukes, who once worked for On3, who now has his own like Duke the Scoop, he put out a message. He says, failed to meet expectations of the team. That's what was said. Yeah, right. You literally made him a captain. He asked to redshirt. You didn't kick him off. You just say the facts. He did everything. Great grades, team player. He was literally a captain and on the leadership committee. So, interesting things there. And then players even came to his defense. One player said, love you, family. You're one of the least selfish and most loyal people I met in Auburn. Keep your head up. Ain't never going to do wrong in my eyes. You know the real family. I got you. No matter what, we voted for you, Cap, for a reason. We voted Big Bo for a captain for a reason. Deuce Knight said that. Deuce Knight, obviously, is their quarterback. He commented on that as well. So we talked about this with Florida, right, on how, when's the timeline for Napier. It's like, well, he hasn't lost the locker room yet. That's a big factor for him. We all know that Hugh's on the hot seat. They've got 3 losses. There was smoke before the Georgia game that he could be gone. They lose to Georgia in a close one. This comes out shortly after. It seems all but over to me at this point, right? I mean, that's just how things are unfolding.
If you haven't lost the locker room, you have now.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, this is the last.
Hey, and don't forget who actually runs the show. Okay.
Oh, the boosters, big time over there.
No. The inmates run the prison in college football. Don't forget, they can make Hugh Freeze look very bad. You don't think all they have to do is say, hey, we're going to throw a pick here. Hey, we're going to fumble the ball here. Just to prove a point, get him out of there. They can go out there and make Hugh Freeze look like he does not know what he's doing. Not that he's done himself any favors this last couple of years. When you decide to kick a player off a team.
Hold on. So if there's before we get too deep, because again, it looks like he asked to redshirt, right? He wanted to say, I'm not being used my senior year. I don't want to burn my year. We suck anyways. Can I redshirt and go elsewhere? So there is a point to that of like, hey, why not just let him redshirt? Why kick him off the team, especially a guy that you've made a captain, you made a senior? You're not going to play me. I don't mind being here. I don't mind being supportive, but I don't want to burn my senior year just sitting on the bench, sitting on the sidelines. And to kick him off for that, again, we don't know. I mean, it's all hearsay at this point in time, but you can kind of tell how the team was responding, that's probably how it was. And some would say, oh, well, he asked to redshirt, so he quit. It was like, no, he wasn't being used. So I don't want to just come in for a snap every single game just so you can waste my senior year. I'm not playing. That's fine. There's guys that are better than me. Clearly, he still won the team over being voted as captain, but performance on the field wasn't happening.
I don't like it. And it sums up Hugh Freeze's tenure at Auburn, which is going to be alleviated from him coming soon. And I'm going to tell you, man, it's not a way to keep a locker room that's probably already pretty fractured as you go and you kick a guy off. And it's the kid's right to ask to redshirt. So now what are you telling all the other kids? Like, they can't redshirt? You know what I mean? Like, if they're banged up and they're...
Just to play devil's advocate, I do think there is a line where if you let one guy do it, and we've talked about it for Florida, right? If things aren't going your way, do you just say, hey, I want a redshirt? Like, there is that part of it. There's a line. There is. I don't know where it is. I'm not going to be the guy and try to sit here and say that, like, he had a right to redshirt or he didn't have a right to redshirt because we don't know all the details of it. But there is a part where it's like, look, just because it's not going your way doesn't mean you can just quit, right? So the red shirt should be utilized more for like an injury perspective, or again, if you're genuinely just not playing at all, but we need you. Like, hey, you're not getting as much time as you want. You're the third string, you're the third back, but I need you. Like, you're still playing, just not as much as you like. Because he's had, let me see what his carries up at this point this year. I think he has 32 carries. So
I mean, that's nothing.
I know. I mean, he had 52 carries last year, so he's already, I mean, with what, 6 games? So he had 16 carries at Baylor, so he's lost carries. So he had 16 with a touchdown against Baylor, 7 carries, 25 yards, 2 carries, and 7 carries. So it's not like he's not being utilized. And then he had 7 carries for 9 yards. That's lack of production. So it's not like he's not, you know what I mean? Like that's where it's a fine line of like
why
you touch the ball
fracture the
7
rest of your-
times and you only average 1.3. Yeah, your ass is getting benched. So
Okay, that's fine, but why make it a whole big to do?
what do you
Like
mean?
your locker room's already fractured. Maybe you just
again,
don't care
this
because you
is
know
the
you're
thing.
fired.
We don't know all the details. So for me, looking at it, you had 16
Even if he
carries and got a
routes, he can
touchdown.
still practice.
You had 16 carries and a touchdown. You averaged 5 a clip. You weren't redshirt in game 1. You were the dude. Then you got 7 carries, averaged 3.6 against Oklahoma. Oklahoma's defense wore you out. No big deal. We're moving on, right? Then you go to A&M, you get bodied again. You get 2 carries for 10 yards. So obviously they made an adjustment. And at that point, probably whoever came in probably looked better. Probably busted through some guys. This guy's 5'9", he's a little tiny. And then you get 7 carries at Georgia and only averaged 1.3. So it wasn't like you had opportunities. And so now you realize, okay, this is my 4th game. I don't want to play anymore because I see the writing on the wall. So there is that factor of it of like, it's not like he just wasn't playing at all. He lost his job halfway through the season. So because you lose your job, it's okay to quit. I do think that is something that probably should be considered. And although, yes, people are like, hey, we love you, and the players are like this. This one's an interesting one. I got to be honest with you. I don't have all the details, but it is an interesting one.
I think it depends on the working relationship. If you can go up to Hugh Freeze and say, hey, if somebody blows a knee out or whatever, I'll step in. But, this is my senior year. I would like to go try to play somewhere else.
Cody. But
I'm just saying it depends how the communication is.
So Jeremiah Cobb came in and got 12 carries at the Georgia game. That's who took his job. And then the A&M game, let's see what happened with the A&M game. Or excuse me. Yeah, the A&M game. Yeah. Jeremiah Cobb got 6 carries. Which again, so they only ran the ball to running backs 8 times. Because obviously Jackson Arnold, who's one who runs, he ran the ball for 15 times for 11 yards. So
yeah,
he didn't even do anything. But they only ran the ball for 8 yards. And they both guys, Jeremiah and him, both averaged 5 carries. So it's on him, in my opinion, for not doing enough to take over. And so just because you don't do enough, that doesn't mean you can just quit on your team, because he's the number 2 back. It's not like he's even 3rd on the depth chart. He's number 2. He's number 2 back on a team that has also a running quarterback that's taken away from it a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I look, dismissing him from the team. We don't know the conversation that happened, but he probably was like, "Look, I'm not gonna let you redshirt. I'm not gonna let you take up a roster because he quit on it." That's, in my opinion, that's you quitting.
I think so. If he got kicked off the team, it's considered a red shirt anyway.
But he's not taking up a roster spot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, we'll get I'm going to prove a point. Like, that's kind of what it seems like to me. Like, it's the same impact on the team because on Auburn, because it's not like they can fill the roster spot, but more of like, if you look, in a way, it's like, hey, if you're going to quit on me, I'm going to quit on you. So honestly, and maybe I'm wrong here, because again, we don't have all the data, but from the outside looking in,
I think it's a working relationship. I think if if you're a coach and you got better guys and he can transfer out to a smaller school and maybe get some traction, I don't mind it. I think it just depends on how the subject
you don't like
is
Hugh
brought
Freeze.
up.
If this was a Florida player, you'd be irate right now.
Who though? Who?
Anybody, because it's your team. Well, you don't like Billy at the moment, so probably not. But I'm not particularly. I'm not a fan. If the cat wasn't playing, if he comes in his senior year and it's like, yeah, dude, you're third on the depth chart and you don't even see the field, but you were the guy. You slowly lost your job due to performance. I get it, and it's your senior year is the only reason why, because you're like, hey, I'm running out of time here, and I want to continue to play. We talk about, all the time about making a commitment to something. So you're basically telling me that it's okay, and you're telling mine like, hey, like, buddy, if you lose your job, it's okay to quit on your team halfway through because you're not getting what you want, because you lost your starting job because someone was better than you. That's what you're telling me. Like, hey, don't finish playing because, what are we teaching?
Well, I mean, Hugh Freeze has plenty of self accountability. He needs to look in the mirror too, because
This is what I'm
he didn't
saying.
make
You're
that
mad at
program
Hugh
any better.
Freeze. You're mad at Hugh Freeze.
I'm not mad. I could.
You don't like Hugh. But the
I
situation
could care less.
I'm not necessarily sure that I actually support I kind of in line with Hughes here personally from the information that we
I mean, at
got.
the end of the day, technically he's redshirted now, so
He got what
this
he
is a
wanted.
win-win.
He got what he wanted, but
He
the
got what he
problem
wanted.
is like what Hugh did was kind of like, because getting kicked off a team never looks good. So
No, it's a black mark.
that's what I'm saying. So he got what he wanted, but you're not going to get it. I'm going to make sure that there's a stain there. And that's what Hugh
Yeah.
did. And
Chandler says, I'm going to prove a point, even though it's my last week with the program, Hugh Freeze.
so that's how it felt. That's how it felt at first. But let's see what this
It's
says.
50-50. It depends. We don't know the working relationship either.
You recruit for this possibility. Great coaches would say next man up. You don't think other coaches go through it and keep it indoors with no drama? Look, I do think that
I
is
agree.
probably the only thing that I would argue with of like how it was handled. Of hey, like you definitely were taking a shot here. You were trying to sabotage his career for sure on how it was handled. But I'm not in complete support of him like literally quitting. Like, okay, if I make you a captain, you're quitting on me. You don't want to play anymore. You're still coming in as running back number 2, and when you got 8 carries, you average 1.5. That's all.
Hey,
Interesting.
tough situation, but these guys are well compensated. We're well compensated here, and this is a game where we have to win games. This is a community and coaching where it's essentially a talent, it's a talent. You have to have the talent to win. This is a production based job. There's a lot of other production based jobs out there. When you're not cutting it, sometimes things happen. Like head coach from Penn State. I say we're going to go back to our processes. We're gonna look internally, and I think that our systems in place are going to, they're going to make sure stuff like this doesn't happen to other players.
Word salad.
And
Aaron said it's a sketchy situation regardless how you look at it. I agree. I think that there's just not enough data to truly and again, it's one of those situations you got to be careful talking about it. I've kind of learned of because more details will come out. It's like, oh yeah, he was wrong. And so like to die on a hill here is a tough one. But quick overview, and I think both parties are wrong. And I think that because of Hugh Freeze's current situation, like if Hugh Freeze, we said like the same thing with Billy. If Hugh Freeze was winning, if they were undefeated and he did this, nobody would bat an eye. They would be like, hell yeah, he'll get him, baby. Let's be honest. That's the difference, is that he's losing.
Chandler's got the quote. This is definitely what you call a unique situation. You got to understand if the player isn't getting what he needs, that's a self-evaluation on ourselves and our system and our
Talent,
processes.
acquisition, vision, size, speed.
You can't forget the tap. And so, it's one of those things where we got to look internal. If we're not doing the right things for the players, what are we really doing here? Because we're here to make great young men. That's a part of this job. We got some of the best programs here with GatorMade and stuff like that we're going to be highlighting our systems all the way through the week. And it's one of those things. It's a tough situation. I would call it unique. So it's one of those things.
True Okie says, if I'm a player, my usage has gone down week over week with it being his last year. He has every right to protect his short window to go somewhere to play more. Again, I disagree. I think there's like a little bit of truth to that. I understand where you're coming from, but like, okay, what if, again, you can set a really bad precedent when you do that. If you commit to the beginning of the year to play here, outside barring an injury that completely eliminates you, if you lose your job, you just can't quit. Like, I'm not getting what I want. I'm going to take my ball and go home. What? You can make the same argument for a freshman. Well, he's got 4 years left, Sheldon. Okay, what if that guy's like, well, I don't want to waste my first year not playing. I don't want to waste my second. Like, you could, you know what I mean? Like, see how this thing can get slippery? Like, you're saying like, oh, the emotional guy, it's his last year. You know, as a player, when you go into something, you make a commitment. Like, you can't just pull out of it. That part, you can't convince me otherwise. You can't convince me otherwise on that. But yeah, truth, both parties are wrong. How he saw a sinking ship inside it to red shirt. Freeze should have read the black cloud surrounding him right now before inviting more drama. I think that's perfectly said. Is that someone wanted to quit in the middle of the ship sinking, which again I still don't agree with, but and Hugh Freeze obviously didn't manage the situation well either. So
Shocker.
It's a tough one though. It's a tough one because think about it. Both guys are going to have a stain now on their next home because of this situation. That's ultimately what it boils down to. But yeah, look, perfectly said. Alabama's quarterback never quit. He got backseated a lot, and now look at him.
I guess we had the same situation with Brenton Cox.
No, Brenton Cox was
kind of.
No, I think he was like acting out like actually he was playing. He wasn't getting benched, or maybe he quit. He just wasn't listening. But he was. But I guess I don't know. I don't know if he asked to quit though. He was playing.
Because he said that it was like a shocker to him that Billy decided to
probably bench him.
Cut ties. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, boys and girls, great show. Remember, Thursday morning we'll do a call-in show. We'll see you guys live tomorrow at 9:35. So, Prof, Sheldon, y'all be good, baby. Peace and love.
Hot Top Sports where the takes don't miss. The prof with the stats, the champ with the fist. Water bringing fire, cowboy tie riding bold. Balls calling bets, watch the stories unfold. And it's truly eyebrows running the show. It's Hot Top Sports, baby. Let's get it, let's go.